everyone. Welcome to the Seeds of Success podcast, hosted by Dottie San Martin and myself, Orly Rivera. This show is your weekly dose of knowledge, insights, and actionable tips to transform centers into striking successes. Whether you are a seasoned industry professional or just stepping onto the lanes, we've got you covered. Dottie, how are you doing today?
Hi, Orly. I'm good. I'm very much looking forward to this show. This is a show that I'm very passionate about what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, and today we're going to be talking about, I guess you kind of say continued education. That's a good way to put it, right?
Right. Continuing to learn, right?
Yeah, I know when I finished school, I never thought, sometimes when you finish school, you're kind of like, oh, done with school. But if you, just like with anything else, if you're not staying up with the times and learning things throughout life, you're going to get left behind. So there's always going to be, there's always great opportunities out there, whether it's, on social media, you're coming across something, or you see these little classes coming through your email saying, hey, we're offering this, or, I feel like everybody kind of offers things like that these days. Today, we're going to talk about how taking advantage of those could keep you on top of your game.
Right. When we think about learning, the first thing that comes to our mind is classroom style and, stuff like that. And granted, that type of learning is super valuable. When you are getting new equipment or a new scoring system, whatever, you have your training that comes along with that. And that is so valuable and really requires your dedication to that in order to get the most out of it. So we certainly, there's so much benefit in that. And we highly encourage all of our listeners that have any type of training like that coming up to make sure that you are planning accordingly to give it your undivided attention. But there's also all sorts of other opportunities to learn, right? You can learn from different webinars that you see. And let me tell you, there's a lot of webinars out there.
Yeah.
A lot of webinars, a lot of master classes, virtual classrooms, things along those lines. And some of them are super targeted and some are pretty vague. I know a lot of companies offer their own different types of educational tools. I'm a huge Adobe user, and I am very big in all of the Adobe platforms that they have. They have, webinars, they have classrooms, they have projects that I can participate in, and I love it. And a lot of companies do that. We here at Cubica AMF also have a number of different resources that are available to learn. We obviously have the on-site training. We have virtual training. We have Virtual Marketing Manager if you're wanting to actually learn how to elevate your business through the marketing. There's all sorts of opportunities for people to learn. I even sign up for all of those emails from different motivational speakers and people. There's a lot of reasons we want to learn. We want to learn to be able to do something better, or to take our self or our business to another level. And so there's just a ton. My inbox in the mornings is just out of control, because I have all these emails that I sign up for. And if I get one or two little things out of each one of those, then I'm successful, right?
Yeah. And I think one of the cool things with a lot of those too, I can't speak for all of them, but a majority of the time they're free. If you're already using their website, or if you've already signed up for their emails, a lot of times it's like, hey, come learn for free. Or I know a big one that I like to do is when we see some of the companies that we use where it says, there's new features, make sure to come watch this video. And sometimes they're not even live. You could just go on there and watch the videos, and they tell you about all the new things coming or all the new features that are now available. And that helps, because when you have a product, sometimes you don't quite know all the new things that might be coming out for, or what's in the future. And it gets you excited to know that there's all these great things coming to a product that you already use.
Yeah, you're right. And Orly, I recently attended the Consumer Electronics Show, and there is just so much new technology out there that helps people be more efficient and just helps us to do things. Our goal always is to work smarter, not harder. And there's so much out there. And the only way we're going to know about that is to educate ourselves, right? That's how we continue to grow. And for me, that's what lights me up. That's what excites me, because first of all, you know me, and you've heard me say this many times before, I can't stand for something to outsmart me.
Yeah.
If I don't know how to do something, I am going to figure it out one way or the other. That's just who I am. But I really get excited my husband laughs at me because he'll be watching, Saturday Night Live on TV and I'm over taking a course on LinkedIn Learning. He's like, I don't get you. This is what's fun for you. And, but I love to learn. I love to be able to learn how to do new things. And that's really what's going to help you as a business owner or a business operator to really continue to grow your business, is by staying on top of all this technology and on top of all these things that can help you continue to drive your business forward.
Yeah. And one thing I'm going to do it to you. I've been doing this to a lot of people on my Tech Tip podcast, but I've been kind of putting them on the spot. So I'm going to put you on a spot for a second. And I think you'll pass the test because you're always learning something new. So I know there's an area people can go to see what Cubica AMF is offering as far as, some Ask the Trainer classes and just some other training. Where can they go to find that?
So yes, you're exactly right. If you are a Conqueror Maximization Program customer, you can go. We have a huge library, our Conqueror Maximization Resource Library, that has a whole section on training. And you can click on all the classes that are being offered. And there's a lot of them. Plus, there's just tons of material in there. And even if you are not a CMP customer, you can get technical resources. And you can even go to the technical resources from the Cubica AMF website. If you go down to tech support and technical advice, or it's on the homepage, just go down to the bottom. It's under technical resources. That will take you into the technical resources section. And there's just tons of technical, a mechanic would have a heyday in there. It's just amazing. But again, it's, if you can read and gather one or two new things each day, learn one or two new things each day, to me, that's just the most gratifying thing under the sun. And when you successfully accomplish figuring out how to do something that you couldn't, let me tell you, that's when I ping you on Teams and go, hey, Orly, I figured it out. I'm so proud. That's gratifying. So I challenge our listeners, if you're not constantly looking and exploring new things in new ways, what are you waiting for? There's so much new technology. There's so many resources available to help you as a business owner or business operator to grow. Take advantage of those, and don't be afraid to sign up for webinars. And speaking of signing up, Orly, we have some things coming up that we're kind of excited about, and we do have a master class. So if you are a Cubica AMF customer and you're listening to this, on March the 4th, we have a really a very exclusive master class coming up. So poke around and find out how to sign up for that. You can go to Beyond the Frame or any other resource that we have available, the blog or whatever, and find out how to register for that. So.
Yeah. And the cool thing I was going to say, like with some of these classes, like the Ask the Trainer, I actually go into those too sometimes. And one of the cool things about it is if you think like, I don't really have any questions at this time, you go in there and listen. You might hear somebody else ask a question and it triggers in your head like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was available. I didn't know how to fix that either. You know what I mean? So it's a great place to go in there and just listen and get the knowledge from the great people that we have speaking. So yeah, make sure to go in there and search around in there and see what you can find.
Yeah, and that brings up another point, Orly. I mean, we do these Seeds of Success. We do this podcast as a form of education, as a form of, hey, don't forget, and it's great for people that have been in this business for many, many years, because we're just talking about things that go on that help, right? And it's a lot of our listeners already know these things, but sometimes we just get so busy we forget, right?
Yeah.
But these podcasts, these Seeds of Success podcasts, that's also another form of learning. So are our tech tips. That's the other podcast that Cubica AMF is proud to provide for our listeners. And again, that's learning. Yeah. It's just in a different format. So learning comes in a lot of different formats. And Cubica AMF is very, very big in making sure that we're providing the tools to our customers to help educate them so that they can continue to grow. So thank you so much for investing in your growth with us today. Remember, Success grows from the seeds that we plant today. Until next time, keep cultivating excellence.